So for my strength, I said the evidence of the number of fights per year was good, and that was at the timestamp 2 minutes and 36 seconds. For one of the weaknesses, I said my intro could probably be more interesting. Either like do a more interesting hook or provide more evidence or something a little bit more intriguing. And that started at the beginning of the speech, so around like 1 second. The strength and delivery, I said my connective from my main point 3 to 4 was pretty good, and that's at the timestamp 3 minutes and 25 seconds. I just felt like my vocal delivery was good, and the wording was good in that also. One of the weaknesses in delivery, I said was around 1 minute and 49 seconds timestamp, and I said the vocal delivery was not super smooth, just the pronunciation, like I kind of stuttered, and it just didn't flow very well. So just trying to practice that and make it go smoother would probably be better. My plan for improvement, I said I plan to practice my speech more to become more comfortable with the topic and better know the information. I also will work on some of the tongue twisters in parts where I struggle to pronounce things so it'll come out more smoothly. I also said I will review my oral citations and have them better memorized so I won't have to look at my notes when referring to where I got the information from. My details on progression, the planning was pretty simple, and then the organizing was a little more difficult. It was hard to find what order to put everything in to make it make sense. I had to revise a couple times just to organize and also to reduce some of the main points because I was afraid I would go over on the time limit. Also, paraphrasing my quotes, I had to go back and reword some of that to make sure I didn't have too much of my speech that was from articles. And then because I was so passionate about this speech, I feel like it actually made it easier than the personal story script because I know a lot of information about the speech because we go to it all the time. And then my instructor recommendations, I said in my personal story script, our instructor said that the story was in the wrong, like it was kind of like out of order, like in the wrong section. So I tried to make sure that I really reviewed each section and what needed to be involved in it, like the introduction, the main points, and the conclusion. And then the personal story speech, she said I talked too fast, so I tried to just slow down my wording and explain everything and not speed through it as quickly this time around. And then for my outline, she just said to vary phrasing where possible to avoid repetition. So I tried to not use the same phrases or the same names and try to change it up so it's a little more interesting and intriguing. So that is my, yeah.